What is up guys, it's HoveringBanana back with another Rocket League trading video. And before we actually get to it, I thought I'd give away the sexy Striker Hexed. So if you're on PC and you want to stand a chance to win it, just click the Glim link in the description and I'll randomly select a winner at the beginning of the next video. But today's video is all about Gameflip, a site you might have heard about. They sponsor a few people on YouTube, or maybe you came across discussions on sites like Reddit or Discord. Well, we're going to cover the entire site today, discussing topics like what is Gameflip, why would you use Gameflip, how do you use Gameflip, and what are the downsides or negative aspects of using Gameflip. Now this video isn't any way sponsored, I don't secretly own Gameflip, I have no shares in the company, nothing like that. Nothing fishy you need to worry about. It's just a site I genuinely like and I thought I'd do a guide on it for you guys. So to kick things off, what is Gameflip? Now Gameflip is a marketplace where you can buy and sell a lot of virtual items. By marketplace, I mean Gameflip doesn't directly buy or sell these items. Instead, it's other users that list them on the site. Now the type of items you see here, Rocket League is very popular and it's probably one of the biggest places to buy and sell Rocket League items. But they also dabble in CSGO, PUBG, and then you also get a lot of weird games. You've got Warframe, you've got Pokemon as well. And they don't just sell game items, you can also get Steam codes, Xbox Live subscriptions, Steam games, and plenty more. Something you must keep in mind though is that buying and selling Rocket League items for money is against the terms of service of Rocket League. However, they've never taken action against a user. No one's been banned for it. If they do decide to clamp down on it, you'll probably see them going for sites like Gameflip, Lolga, and other sites where you can buy and sell Rocket League items. So let's move on to why you would use Gameflip. And the obvious first factor is that you can sell for money. Say you want to switch to trading in another game, most convenient way is to just sell your items for money. Or maybe you want to save up for something nice, maybe you want to buy yourself a new PlayStation. Basically, there's a lot of fun things you can do with money. And the next factor kind of links back to the first one. You can score a lot of good deals because people are trying to sell for money. Maybe they're trying to get some cash quickly, so they're going to sell it at a very cheap price. Sometimes you can get items at like 70%, 80% of what it is in the key value. The other great thing about Gameflip is because there is a wide selection of items, it can also be another stream of profit making. So let's say you're selling your Rocket League items, now you've got some Gameflip credit. Instead of cashing out, maybe you could buy some Steam games and give them to your friends and they'll trade you really nice Rocket League items. And you can find yourself some really nice, interesting ways to make new profit. And the last reason that I can think of to use Gameflip is that they offer buyer and seller protection. Now the other way to buy and sell Rocket League items is to use PayPal. However, PayPal offers no protection for virtual items. So if you trade an item over to a guy and he refuses to send you the money, you can't go to PayPal and email them, hey, help me out, this guy screwed me over. Or the other way to get screwed over with PayPal is if they do a chargeback. So if they bought your items with a stolen credit card, the original owner of the card would issue a chargeback, they get the money back, and there's no way you can get your items returned. So you pretty much lose the items and the money that you got. But Gameflip offers you buy and seller protection if you do it the correct method, and I'm going to explain that on the next section. And you don't have to worry about chargebacks at all, because buyers don't directly buy your items, they instead buy Gameflip credit. So if they do issue a chargeback, it's basically Gameflip's problem. So let's move on and actually show you guys how to buy and sell on the site. And we'll start out with the buying section. You're obviously first going to have to make an account, but it's pretty straightforward and no different from other websites. But to start buying some good stuff, you're going to need some funds in your wallet. So to do that, you're going to have to go to your profile, then click down there. Then you're going to scroll down to the cash from added funds section, click that, select the amount that you want to use, and then you got to choose your payment method. For me, I've got the options of PayPal, credit card, Alipay, and WeChat Pay. And you'll see the amount, they add an additional fee on top of it. I'm sure that fee includes some processing fees from other sites, so they probably have to pay PayPal a bit, but there could also be a small cut that they take on top of that. The other way to get funds onto your account is to sell items, but we'll get to that just now. So let's say you want to look for an item, so let's go to the Rocket League PC section. And now you basically look for the item you want to buy. Once you've selected the item, you first want to have a look at the person's feedback score. So this is a rating system that people leave after they've bought and sold an item. And if you see that the person has a very low feedback score, let's say 10 or lower, that could indicate it's a very new account. And while Gameflip does offer you buyer and seller protection, these new fresh accounts can sometimes not be the most professional sellers. Sometimes they'll take long to deliver the item. Sometimes they can be a bit rude. So you genuinely want to look for someone with a very high reputation score, maybe 100 plus, and that indicates that they've been selling there for a long time and they're quite trustworthy. However, the feedback system also isn't perfect. So on top of that, you want to go have a look at their profile and you want to look at who's rating them. Now, when you buy from CSGO or PUBG, it's done automatically via a bot. So the kind of ratings are rated automatically and it doesn't really mean much in terms of how friendly they are or how on time they are with their sales. So that pretty much means you want to ignore any auto-rated ratings and instead look for human interaction. Hey, the seller was very quick, he was very friendly. That's what the kind of stuff you want to look for, and if there's a lot of those, that's a good sign. Also, if they've got 100 feedback score but all of it's from the same person, that can be a bit fishy. So make sure the ratings are coming from a wide range of people. And the final thing to keep an eye out for is when the seller will deliver the item. So they can choose 1, 2 or 3 days. You generally want to go for people selling in 1 day. That's going to be the quickest delivery. And if they haven't delivered your item after that 1 day, then you've chosen the quickest option for you to cancel the order and get your money back. So once you've made sure that the seller has a lot of reputation, that it's coming from different people and it's real people, and you've made sure it's a quick delivery, then you hit that buy button, you get in contact with the seller, you add each other and you do the trade, and easy peasy. Now selling on Gameflip is the same kind of story and it's also pretty straightforward. Near the top of your profile there's a giant sell button, you want to click on that. Then you want to choose what you're selling, so in this case it will be in-game items. Then you choose your platform, I'm on Rocket League Steam. And you choose what are you selling, so let's pick a key. And then you've got a whole lot of stuff you can add. You can change the description, you can add additional images if you want to make it look fancy. You choose when you're going to deliver. Usually you want to stick to 1 day and be punctual. Enter your price, when the ad will expire. So if you only want the ad to stay up for maybe 7 days and then it must get deleted, you choose that. The nice thing about the price is you can also compare it to similar listings, see what other keys are selling for or other items, and then you basically hit done. Now once you've sold the item, you want to go to your sold tab. You should get a notification when the item's sold. If you have the Gameflip app, it should notify you, but you'll also get a little notification in the dial up there. So once you've sold the item, you need to get in contact with the person you sold it to, so that you can either ask for their details or give them your own. Then you invite them. What you must do is ask them for the order ID. It's a unique code to show it was them that bought it, and that's just for additional security. Then you need to take ideally a recording of where you see the order ID in chat, and then the recording of you sending them the item. Now you just need these recordings in case they say you never delivered the item. Now you have some proof in case they open a dispute. Once you've sent the item to them, there will be an option for you to mark as delivered to say you've sent the item. Then the buyer needs to say they've received it and everything's good. And once that's done, then you'll receive the funds for your sale. Alright, so let's move on to today's final section, and that is the negatives or the downsides to using Gameflip. Now the first one is scammers, and unfortunately no matter where you trade, you are going to run into scammers trying to screw you over. There are a few interesting scams that people try to pull on the website. The first scam is what I call the comment scam. So basically they try to fake a sale by commenting on your post. They change their name and profile picture to make it look like they're some sort of Gameflip bot, and they'll comment something saying, hey, your item was sold, please deliver it to this person, but they never actually bought it from you. So once you send the item to them, there's no listing in your sold tab, so you've pretty much just given your item to a complete stranger. The next scam people pull is what I call the processing scam. So when you buy an item, there's about 2 minutes where it's processing, and in that time you can cancel, I believe they give you this option in case you accidentally misclick and buy an item, but all you have to do to avoid the scam is never trade over an item while it's still processing. Wait for the processing to finish, and once it's listed as sold, then you send the item over to the person. The other scam method that I have sometimes come across is you'll buy an item and the guy might give you some story like he's scared and he's never used the website before. So he'll list the item as delivered and he really asks you, hey, can you say you received the item, and then I'll send it to you. So once you've sent it as you've received the item, he gets the money and then he runs off with the item and you never see it again. If you buy an item, never say you've received it if you actually haven't received it. And then it's just the other scams that you gotta watch for, the general scams in Rocket League. If you buy some white zombies, make sure the guy isn't giving you grey zombies, and just keep an eye out for those general annoying scams. Another downside of Gameflip is maybe about 2 months ago I used to see this very often, and I used to call them time wasters. So they'd create fresh accounts and they'd list items at really cheap prices, maybe like 50% of the normal price. So you'd buy it, but they never delivered it to you. So you'd have to wait like 3 days before you could actually cancel. And you would get your money back, but it was a waste of time. It was pretty annoying, made it difficult to buy things because you weren't sure if this guy is trying to waste your time. They also try to do additional scams as well, like the markers delivered scam. But yeah, it's pretty easy to avoid. Just make sure you're buying from someone that has a decent amount of reputation. The next downside to using Gameflip is the fee. So you saw when we wanted to add funds, there was a fee. When you want to cash out your Gameflip credit, so you get real money, such as in your PayPal account, that's also going to put a fee on top of it. And some items that you buy and sell on the site have fees as well. Rocket League used to have a 10% fee, but they currently put it down to 0, I think just to promote selling on that website. However, I do think the fees are reasonable. They're not super low, but at the same time they're not absurdly high, and I would happily take the fee for the benefits of Gameflip, such as the buyer and seller protection. And the last negative aspect of Gameflip is one that's not really a big deal, but it can be the cash out time. So say you've requested to withdraw $100 from Gameflip. In the past, maybe 6 or so months ago, sometimes that cash out time was 2 days, so you just have to keep that in mind. But recently for me, the past maybe 10 times I've cashed out has been instant, so that's been great. So yeah, that's pretty much going to cover everything for trading on Gameflip. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you've got any additional comments on Gameflip, maybe some suggestions, why you use it, if you want to help people out on what are some of the scam methods to watch out for, just let them know down in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.